Hi everyone and welcome to this morning Pilates class. This is going to be a class that includes some spinal mobility and some energizing Pilates exercises to make you feel alive and awake for the day. So we're going to get started on our mats in a 4-point kneeling position. So make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. You're in a neutral spine. On your inhale, you're going to look up, extend the spine, arching the back, shoulder blades come together. Exhale, press the floor away, flexing the spine, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, look up and lengthen. We're just mobilizing the spine, getting ready for today's class. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, push the floor away, creating nice flexion in the spine. And then we're going to come back to a neutral spine. So I want you to flex your feet underneath you, and we're going to get into waking up the core, the deep core. So we're going to start with some knee hovers. You're going to exhale, lift your knees, hovering them off the mat. So it's just a little lift, and you're deepening that connection to the core. So you are literally feeling it in the core, that belly button draws towards your spine. You are keeping a flat back here, a neutral spine. Make sure that your gaze is to the floor, following the line of your thoracic spine. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Just waking up the body. You should start to feel some heat now. Exhale, lift, hold here, and then we're going to step back to a plank, 1 foot at a time, and then step forward again to our knee hover. So make sure you're alternating the leading leg each time that you step out. And this is a really good, strong exercise. You should be feeling it now, but we're not going to be here for long. Okay, take it out, and then push back to a pike. Push your chest through. Take your feet about mat distance apart. We're going to shift forward to a plank, shift back, touch your toes with your opposite hand, shift back forward. So exhale, touch toes, inhale, shift forward. So we're deepening that connection to the core as well by scooping in the abs as we touch those toes. Perfect. Find your nice strong plank and then push back. Let's go for another 2. Last one. Touch those toes. Push back to a plank, drop the knees, come to a shell stretch. Just taking a moment here, and then we're going to come to the middle of our mat. Make sure you're seated in the middle of your mat. Your feet are going to be planted down on the mat, and you're going to extend your arms parallel to the mat. So extend the spine here, lifting up, creating length, and then exhale. You're going to flex the spine, creating a C curve in your lower back. And then inhale, lift up, find length. Exhale, roll back, come into your half roll back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll back. Make sure your feet are planted on the mat. So if you need to bring them in or out, just feel what feels most comfortable for you. Inhale, lift up. Now I want you to think about going a bit deeper as you roll back. Inhale, lift. And then roll back, go deeper. Scoop the abs in, belly button to spine. So we're going a bit further than we usually do in a half roll back. Feeling a nice massage on our lower back as well as we roll back. Perfect. Keeping those feet planted. Really getting into those lower abs, keeping the belly button to spine. Okay, let's do another 2. Rolling back. Can you go deeper? Just a little deeper, and then lift up, lengthen. Roll back. Last one here. Lift up, lengthen. Okay, I want you to come into your oblique half roll back. So you're going to open up the right arm to the side, coming into a half roll back, into your C curve, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, open up the left arm, so we alternating sides, and then lift up. So when you bring the arm out to the side. I want you to make sure that the other hand isn't going across the midline of the body. It's staying exactly where it is. And then lift back up. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Find that nice twist in the spine. Getting into the external and internal obliques. Lift up. On our next one, we're going to hold it here. Hold it back. Can you go a little bit deeper? Find that deepness and then lift up. Lengthen. Open to the other side. Can you go deeper? Go deeper. And then lift up and lengthen. Perfect. So just come forward a bit on your mat, and then we're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra onto our backs. Okay. So we're going to imprint the spine now, making sure that there's no arching in our backs. Okay, coming into our pelvic tilt. We're going to send our arms out long next to us, and then we're going to lift one leg to tabletop at a time. Make sure you glue those legs together, and then we're going to just lower the legs to one side on our inhale. Exhale, deepen the core. Legs lift back to center. Inhale, lower down to the other side. Exhale, deepen the core. The core is used to lift you. You're just resting your hands, your arms out here. You're not using your arms to lift you up. You're using that core. So scoop the abs in and then lift. Perfect. Let's do another two. Getting into some nice rotation of the spine. Okay, last one, lift back up. And then we're going to take our hands behind our head. Extend the right leg onto a diagonal. Make sure you're keeping that back pressed flat to the mat. So if you can't lower your leg that low, keep it higher. And then we're just going to exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale, extend again. So coming up into our ab curl as we bring the knee in. Nice exhale. Make sure you're sliding the ribs down towards the hips. So you're creating that core connection. Your gaze is towards your knees. And you're keeping that belly button in. Perfect. Let's go for another two. Last one. On our next one, we're going to lower down, lift up, and twist. Perfect. So we're getting into those obliques again. Make sure that the other knee is over your hip. It's going to make it harder. Lifting and twisting. Think of that opposite armpit to knee instead of the elbow to knee. Okay. Extend the leg out, lift up, and then we're going to go into crisscross. So bring the other knee in, and then we're just going to twist. Coming into our crisscross. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you go through center. Let's do another two. Last one. Lower it down. Just take a breath here. And then we're going to go straight into the other side. So bring your legs up to tabletop again, knees over hips, and then you're going to extend that left leg. Exhale, bring it in, coming up into your ab curl. Remember to slide the ribs down towards the hips, keeping that core connection. Back is pressed flat to the mat. This is hard work, but it's an energizing class as well. So we want to wake up the body and energize the body. Next one, we're going to add the twist. Extend it out again. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you extend it out. Lifting up and over. Internal, external obliques. Perfect. Extend it out. Lift up to your ab curl. Bring that knee in. Opposite armpit to knee, twisting. Coming into our crisscross. Finishing it out strong. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug it in, just releasing those abs. And then we're going to go into a counter stretch. So we're going to stretch out the hip flexors and the abs by doing some glute bridges. So to warm up a little bit, make sure your feet are in towards your glutes, and then make sure your spine is in a neutral position. So if you need to imprint and arch your back, you can do that to find your neutral place. And then we're going to imprint the spine, rolling up vertebra by vertebra to our shoulder bridge. Inhale, exhale, lift up, inhale, lower down. I'm getting a little bit confused, but that's okay. It's still morning before coffee. Okay, let's do another one, and then we're going to go into a normal bridge. Rolling up vertebra by vertebra, peeling our spine off the mat, and then softening the ribs, lowering down vertebra by vertebra. Okay, perfect. We're going to go into our glute bridge now. So we're just going to lift the hips without rolling through the spine. So exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Now what I want you to make sure here is that you're keeping that rib to hip connection. So you're not lifting your hips up high and flaring in the ribs. Rather keep that core connection. And you also will feel this in the glutes, even though you're not lifting up as high as you possibly could. Make sure your gaze is towards the ceiling. Okay, perfect. Let's do another 2. Last one. Hold it up. Lift the right heel. Lower it. Lift the left heel. Lower it. Whew, I'm really struggling to talk today. Okay. But we're going to get through this, waking up the body, feeling good for the day. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one. Lower it down. Lower the hips down, and then roll onto your right hand side. So what you can do now is you can bend your arm, rest your head on your arm. You're going to bend the bottom leg, extend the top leg. Okay, make sure your hip is a little bit drawing away from you so you have a space underneath your waist and the mat. And then you're just going to point that foot and then lift, lower. So make sure that you're not lifting your leg very high so that you're opening up the hip. You're keeping that lift small. And you will still feel it just as much. So exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Create that length through that leg. Remember the gap between your waist and the mat. And your hips are square. Let's go for another 2. 1, hold it up. You're going to circle it forward, up and around. Let's go for another 3. Remember to inhale for half the circle, exhale for the other half. Make sure you're keeping those hips still. Let's change the direction so that only your leg is moving, not the rest of your body. Your upper body is still, and you're trying to keep your hips still. Last one, up and around, and then you're going to lift, tap behind you, lift, tap in front of you. So exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Remember, try and keep those hips as still as you possibly can. If you need to rest your hand on the mat, you can do that as well. Okay, you should be feeling it now in those glutes. It's nice to do some sideline work. You get to lie down on your mat and still feel the burn. Lift up and then come back to center. Okay, bring it in. Tap out that glute. You're going to extend the left arm out in front of you, and then inhale, lift it up, open, let your gaze follow your hand, coming into a spine twist. This should really feel good on the spine. Exhale, close. Let's do another one. Inhale, open. Oh, nice spine twist. Exhale, close. Perfect. We're going to go straight into the other side. Okay, rest your head on your arm. Bend your bottom leg, extend your top leg, create that space between your waist and the mat, and then you're going to lift, lower. Remember to create that length in the leg, and you're not lifting your leg very high. You're keeping those hips square to the front of the room. Okay, let's go for another 4. Last 3, 2, 1. Lift it up, circle it forward, up and around. If you need to put your hand on the mat for support, you can do that. But remember to try and keep the hips as still as you can. If you have to make your circle smaller, you can. Take it back, up and around. Perfect. Inhale half the circle, exhale the other half. We're almost done with the sideline work. Okay, perfect. So lift it up, tap it back, then tap it forward. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Try and keep the hips, the pelvis stable. You're just moving that leg in that hip joint, so the rest of your body is strong, still. Okay. Perfect. Let's go for another one. Bring it front, lift it up, bend it in, tap it out, extend that right arm, open up on your inhale, exhale, close. Inhale, open, feeling a nice spine twist. This should feel really good. And then close again. Okay, perfect. We're going to come into a prone position. So we're going to be on our tummies. Just going to take my mic and put it here. Okay, so I want you to bring your hands out by your shoulders in a W position so that they look like a W from above. Make sure your feet are about mat distance apart. Your legs are slightly externally rotated. Okay, we're going to start with some glute work, some leg extension. So you're going to exhale, lift both legs, grounding that pubic bone into the mat. Inhale, lower. If you need to grab some cushioning here, some blankets for your pubic bone if that hurts, you can do that, or roll up your mat a bit more. And then exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Perfect. So really focus on squeezing those glutes as you lift up. And make sure you're lifting from the glutes. You're not bending the knees and lifting. You're trying to keep those legs long. Okay. Last one, and then we're going to hold it up. I want you to beat those heels. So bring those heels in, and we're just going to beat, 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 beat. Exhale on the beats. Hold it out, then lower back down. Okay. Coming into some back work, we're going to inhale, lift up, coming into extension, lifting up into our swan. In exhale, lower. So I want you to feel like your back muscles are pulling you up here. So we're getting into some back extension, we're using the back extensor muscles. So just bring that belly button to your spine, and then as you lift, feel those back muscles lift you up. So you're not only using your hands here, you're also using the back muscles. Inhale, lift, find length, exhale, lower. So create the mind to muscle connection. Okay, perfect. Let's do another 4. Nice back extension. 3. Last 2. You'll also feel this a little bit in your triceps. Last one. Lift up, then lower back down. Press back to shell stretch. A nice counter stretch for the spine. Okay. Lift up, take that right leg in between your hands, coming into a pigeon pose. Make sure those hips are square, so you're not rolling to the side. You're lifting up, lengthening, and then folding down. Perfect. Taking a nice stretch here. Then release that. Take that leg back. Take the left leg forward. Lift up, lengthen, fold over. Nice big deep breath coming down from class. And then you're going to shift your weight onto your glutes, keeping that leg bent. I want you to lift up and over, coming into some nice lateral flexion. Then we're going to swap sides. Bring that right leg in, left leg extends, lift up and over, opening up the side waist and the back, and then come back to center. And that's it for today's class, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this morning Pilates and that you feel more energized, ready to get on with the day. Let me know in the comments below how you found the class, if you're feeling energized. And like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.